Still evading them. Unless they pull off something drastic in this to force out map 3. It would be 6 rounds needed just to force overtime. Skadoodle's gonna rotate back over toward B. Cloud9's got a heavy presence on that side of the map, but still they're getting out toward A. And remember, Automatic was here. He rotated back early on, so they don't have the information. Smokes to cover the doorway, and Virtus.pro is gonna have easy access toward the site as they clear the ramp as well. On top of the balcony position, they're gonna try and bait it Automatic though. Neo's got the first shot. Automatic's still in behind the hut. He's still not peeked on this. He's got to try and cut them out for the broken wall. He does get one, but now it's just him remaining, and he's on his 16. He's gone. Virtus.pro, your DreamHack Open champions, in a very, very convincing tournament. These guys cease to stop and easy against Americanas. Once more, they dominate USA.
Victor, if I could have a second of your time, what's going through your mind right now?
Actually, I'm extremely happy. I mean, we came here to prove that StarLadder was just a fluke, that StarLadder wasn't a serious tournament for us, and we proved it.
Yeah, I believe that you truly have. Can you just kind of like sum up this tournament for you? What does it mean to win? And it just really, it seemed, at least from an observer's perspective, that you guys were always a step ahead of the competition, other than dropping one map to Dignitas.
I honestly feel like this tournament is like Christmas for us. Like, we get CT side for free, we get our maps for free, so it just feels so good when everything works for us. So I'm extremely happy.
You deserve it, bro. Please, any final words from you to your fans, to the crowd, to your sponsors, whatever you want.
I want to give a big shout out to everyone here. Thank you, boys and girls. Thank you.
There we go, everybody. Virtus.pro. Oh, and Pasha Biceps would like to talk as well. Romania, I love you! Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you, everybody in the crowd, for being here. You have been amazing. Virtus.pro are your DreamHack Open champions. Let's head back to the analyst desk.
Virtus.pro, your DreamHack Zowie Open champions, have besotted
pretty much the whole tournament, more or less. They had the other players were doing the brunt of the work for C9.
Just on Skadoodle, on that train game, Cloud9 were playing so super passive. They were giving up all Ivy control, and 2 rounds back-to-back, Skadoodle missed sitters, and those were instrumental in that train game. If they had won those, they would have broken the economy of VP, and they could have rolled, you know, to a closer match.
a good point.
And talking about VP, you can see why they're such a strong team on train, especially the T side. They lose pistol, and then you see how they start running their defaults for the first couple of rounds, going with those 2 players out Ivy, and that's if you let them go out Ivy all the way, they get information. They know where the players have to be if they didn't have contact anywhere. So you see how first they execute without any grenades, pretty much. They just know the position and get the good trades. But after that, they actually, the last round they won, the round that won them the game, was an execute that's not the usual ones we see, but they adjusted based on the information they got from the defaults, how C9 likes to hold. It's just a brilliant example of why do you run defaults in the first place, to get a sense of how your opponents like to play, and then you have a strategy in place that will counter their setup perfectly.
And strategy, of course, was the buzzword for a lot of Cloud9's games. Not quite relevant in this one. I think just one final closing point. I know it does sound like we're harping on Cloud9, but it does seem like that wasn't quite the same North American side that we saw earlier stages of this tournament, Chad.
Yeah, I think the reason we didn't see them doing the set executes from the first gun round was because they found themselves in like force buying, because they lost They won the pistol, they got force bought, they tried to force buy back, and then they had to do 2 ecos. So by the point they got to like where they'd normally do their full executes, they didn't have the money and they didn't have you know, maybe the confidence to pull them off. And that was unfortunate because that was the highlight for me of their play.
Just while Neo is on screen, Yanko, a few words about this man who is still at the top of his game. The history behind this name is insane.
Definitely so. I mean, as we referenced, how fitting for Taz to be next to him and now for them to take a picture together. These guys have been playing together for more than 10 years. So imagine playing more than 10 years with, you know, being a teammate with someone, the bond you create, and they basically they know how each other play.